Broadcasting to the world from South Jersey, this is Anything Goes with Phil Rossi and JJ Golick. A weekly podcast with different topics every week. The views and opinions on this show are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of any businesses or organizations mentioned during the show. And now, it's Anything Goes with Phil Rossi and JJ Golick.
Yo, what is going on? My name is Phil Rossi alongside my man, my partner in crime. His name is JJ Golick. JJ, what's up?
That's me. What's up, Phil?
What's going on?
Now you know.
We need some help. Send him in, JJ. Woo, the cavalry is here. Now, is that toward me or?
Who knows? Who knows who's it toward at this point, you know?
So welcome inside. It is episode number 10 of Anything Goes today.
Oh, yeah.
So today we're talking about, I don't even know how to really set this up.
That's one way.
So basically we're talking about the craziness at the Capitol, the storming, the protest, all the craziness that's going on.
It's insane. Who would have thought?
I mean, it's just, to me, this is nothing new. I mean, we've been dealing with protests and rioting pretty much.
2021 is already going to be in the history textbooks.
Right, as is 2020.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day, like regardless of the Capitol protests and the rioting and all the BLM and Antifa stuff we saw in the summer, to me, the thing that I see that the main issue of all this is the lockdowns, right?
Yeah, nothing has changed with that.
Like it's the lockdowns, right? Like if you continue to keep people locked up and they can't socialize and they can't go out and they can't eat and they can't work and their businesses is closed, you will continue to have these problems.
It's like a caged animal.
It is. You have had people literally locked away for months. It was 2 weeks, 2 months, 9 months now, 10 months.
Yeah, we're coming up on close to a year now. March will be a year.
Right, and I'm not condoning the Capitol rioting or the BLM at all, even though it's bad all the way around. But the main issue is everybody's locked down. They have nowhere to go. They're not making money. Unemployment sucks. Nobody can work. So, again, like the government's condemning all this. How about this? How about you open shit up so people can get back to living their life? That's the issue. Stop the lockdown, and then you'll stop all this craziness. It's not the president's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's these ridiculous draconian lockdowns by these out-of-control governors is the reason we're in this position.
Yeah, and you know what? We say it all the time. We say these businesses are going to go under, and a lot of them, are closing their doors. You're never going to see them again, a lot of these mom-and-pop shops. And there's nothing we are able to do right now because the government is controlling everything.
Right, and then they complain when, people storm the Capitol. Is it right? No. Anybody who's storming a building...
It's not right that you're keeping my business closed either.
Right. I mean, people... You can only kick a dog for so long before it bites. You can only hold people back and put their back up against the wall when they have nowhere else to turn. That people do crazy things.
Yeah. I mean, it was only a matter of time until something happened. And, one of the things is that this was all over, apparently, Trump is going to be out, as we know. It's official. If it wasn't official before, it's official now. Biden's in.
Right.
20th is coming. And I get it. They were showing support, and it started as a peaceful protest. And
well, like anything, you have thousands or millions of Trump supporters, whatever it is. Again, the overwhelming majority of people were normal and doing it peacefully. You're going to have bad actors everywhere you go, right? Like it happens all the time in sports. You fill the stadium with 45,000 people, and 3 idiots start a fight, and then there's a rumble in the stands. And again, that doesn't reflect everybody there.
Some jackass runs on the Phillies field.
Right. You always have the idiots doing stupid stuff.
Finish him.
And it just, I mean, it is what it is. You can't, you don't want to condone it, but at the same time, what the media has, listen.
The media is giving them what they want. This was their prime opportunity. Here, act like an asshole, and we'll put it on national television.
The media is an absolute disgrace. They're a disgrace in every aspect of anything. They're so ridiculous at this point. The way they fan the flames of hatred and division and racism. I mean, the same way now they're trying to perpetuate that all 75 million Americans who voted for Donald Trump are domestic terrorists and racist and all this crazy shit is a disgrace. They should be ashamed of themselves. I believe the majority of people know and understand that it's a joke. But for them to get on TV every day and perpetuate this, and again, I believe they can condemn this. The problem I have is the hypocrisy that back during the summer, when Washington, D.C., I believe in May, was completely in flames, and they burned a church down, and all these small businesses were burning, and they ruined people's lives. You didn't hear any of this condemning of all this stuff. So again, to me, get real. Stop bullshitting the American people, because I think the majority of us are tired of it. Like, it's ridiculous.
You know who really, and I'm going to call them out, just horrible, from the beginning of Trump's presidency, Jimmy Kimmel. By far.
Oh, he's a joke.
Now, I didn't used to mind Jimmy Kimmel back when Obama was president, when Bush was president. I thought his show was decent. But there's a problem. Every single night he comes in, hey, how's everyone doing? Kind of like we do with our intro. Hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And within, I don't even think it was 30 seconds, I timed it, he was bashing Trump, something with Trump. Last night he was doing something about a snake, and Trump's a snake. Dude, get over yourself. I get you don't like him, but guess what? He did better than some of these other fucktards. I mean...
Well, and again, my thing is, whether it's, the mainstream media, the late night hosts, the celebrities, the actors, like, listen, we're just tired of it, right? We get it. You hate Donald Trump, right? You hate him. But to me, when you hate Trump, you're also hating the 75 million Americans who voted for Donald Trump. I think this is more of an issue of not hating Trump himself, just hating the people who believe in Donald Trump's message. So that's how, to me, they're basically using Donald Trump as a vehicle to hate the 75 million Americans who voted for him.
He's one of the most patriotic people that I've ever seen. I think he's one of the most patriotic presidents. I mean, I know I've only been alive for a few, but out of the ones that I've been alive for.
In recent history, I believe he is one of the most, patriotic presidents in at least, modern history. And it's crazy that, and people, they're constantly in their feels, right? Everybody's going on a feeling, like, you know how it is. Like, once this happened at the Capitol building, you had all the white knights and the blue check marks come out on Twitter and condemning, and we can't believe, and it's an assault on it. I mean, please, like, stop patronizing us with this bullshit. Like, we're just so tired of hearing that the politicians, like, again, Democrat, Republican, to me, it doesn't matter. Well, it's disgusting, and it's really just, people have just had enough of it.
I was on Twitter. I know I texted you about it. I was on Twitter, the night it all went down. And, I finally just got fed up. And I'm at the point where I just don't give a shit anymore. If you're going to hate me, you're going to hate me. And I really don't care. But there's such thing as going too far. And this is where it is. We're past being too far.
Well, and that's the scary thing, because, over time, I mean, the division has gotten worse and worse between, this side and that side. And I'm more worried about the divide of the American people, not the politicians, because to me, they're basically, on the same team.
Yeah, they get paid for that. I mean, they have their differences in there, and they put on a show. But
yeah, it's
at the end of the day, when the curtain comes up, they're all going to do the same damn thing.
Right. It's the same thing, that they do, over and over again. And again, people have been, once Biden gets in, it's going to be it's going to be great. Now, here's the thing. Now, he could, like, and again, I've said this when Trump got in 4 years ago, and I'll say it, as Biden's going to be inaugurated on January 20th, is that this is his chance to make peace. Now, the other day, Joe Biden comes out and calls all Trump supporters domestic terrorists. So again, this blows my mind, right? You're the party of inclusion, and everybody's that we're accepting of everything, and love is love and everything else. But now you just turn your back on 75 million Americans and call them domestic terrorists when 75 million American Trump supporters didn't storm the Capitol. So again, this is not making things better. Now he's just appealing to his base, the people that hate Trump supporters, the people that are not patriotic. Now he's on their side, and then the crazy Trump supporters will be on his side. And again, we still have the same problem. It's me versus you. It's a civil war, basically. It's the same, and again, until you have somebody who literally wants to bring everybody together,
Never going to happen.
And it's just
unless they completely, they need to get rid of everybody, all of them, Pelosi, all of them, everybody out, and they need to just revamp the entire system. I mean, look at when businesses do this. You see your big corporations, Walmart, Target, they get rid of a lot of people. They go in, they clean house, and they come back stronger than ever. But we've never done that. Not that I know of.
It's such a crazy time, and like we talked about before, everything today, it's so hard not to talk. It's not even talking politics today, because no matter what aspect of life you try to talk about, everything's been politicized. So everything
That's
now
racist,
is
Phil.
Yeah,
You're offending me.
Everything is get over it, would you?
Finish him.
Thank you.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I mean, I feel like every time that's what I'm going to hear.
No, exactly. And I actually have, let me pull up, so Donald Trump has been banned from Facebook and Instagram indefinitely, at least according to Mark Zuckerberg, who supposedly, I guess, now can silence the president of the United States.
Must be nice to have that power.
Yeah, it's really insane. I mean, again, that should scare people. Again, regardless, Trump supporter, no Trump supporter, you love Biden, whatever. It should scare you that these big tech companies, Mark Zuckerberg.
He was nothing 10 years ago.
And
keep that in mind. He was not even on the... Nobody knew who the hell he was.
And now he's saying what you can. He's literally silencing the president of the United States because it's not what they want to hear, which is nuts. So Trump tweeted out 4 hours ago, the 75 million great American patriots who voted for me, America first and make America great again, will have a giant voice long into the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in any way, shape, or form. Then he tweeted 3 hours ago, this actually made me laugh, to all of those who have asked, I will not be going to the inauguration on January 20th. Which...
I can understand it, though.
I get it.
I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's wrong. But I do understand as much hate as this man... I know all the presidents get shit on. But this man has really gotten shit on. No matter what he's done. Right, wrong, indifferent. He has gotten shit on. It doesn't matter. Since the day he was the president-elect, he's gotten shit on more and more. His family, they brought his kids into it. It's just not right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the media, social media, people, like you said, from the day that he was elected, it's been the fake Russian collusion, and they had the whole fake dossier and all this craziness.
Even Hillary Clinton didn't get this much shit, and they proved her email scandal.
Yeah, it was...
Give me a break. You couldn't prove anything on him.
You know what I also think it is that, especially for the Republicans, they've always been the more like bougie, uppity, high-class party. And Donald Trump has changed that. He's made more of the Republican Party, I guess if you can call it that, more of they've gone from like the yacht club to like the trailer park. And I think that's why you have a lot of these Republicans who were never Trumpers, because he's really changed the people who follow him now. So the same party that was like these like white, elitist, super rich people now have like this stupid, uneducated white trailer park trash. They're now part of that. And they don't want that.
And some of those people, though, are very, very intelligent. Believe it or not, a lot of these people that are the white trailer trash, if you sit down and actually have a conversation with them, they are more well-rounded and know what is going on than some of those uppity, rich people.
Well, and that's the thing. It should be, not even that long ago, you could have a conversation with somebody and have your disagreements and say, listen, we think this way, you think that way, but we're going to agree to disagree.
That's racist.
And
I'm offended.
You're always offended about everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, that might have offended someone. Sorry.
So
Coronavirus!
Yep.
That's still here.
Yeah. I mean, we're going on a year strong.
Coronavirus!
Still dealing with it. According to the TatumReport.com, Mike Pence likely to attend the Biden inauguration. Trump, of course, will not.
Well, you know what? That's another thing. I mean, as vice president, I get that, you got to remain professional and everything, but I kind of feel like he stabbed Trump in the back a little bit here.
See, I don't know, because here's the thing, I do believe that the whole January 6th thing was blown out of proportion, because, and I think they, the Trump supporters and people that believe that way were kind of lied to make people think that like on January 6th there was going to be some like big revelation, like something was going to happen, that they were going to overturn the election. The reality is they were never going to. Send them in.
Round 1, fight.
The reality is they were never going to overturn the election. It just wasn't going to happen. Whether it was whether it was stolen, whether it was cheated, I'm not sure. I do believe that there was voter irregularities and crazy things that went on, but they were never going to overturn it. And I think they lied to the people by thinking January 6th it's going to be overturned. And then this is what really created the problem at the Capitol, is that Trump's having the rally, hoping Mike Pence overturns it. You knew once Mike Pence didn't do that, because I don't really believe he has the constitutional authority to do that. Once he said, no, I can't overturn the election, all hell was going to break loose, because now people think, oh shit, this is like 1776 Part 2. We have to storm the Capitol and take back the country.
Yeah, well, you know what? One of the senators, and I can't remember his name, and I'm not going to be able to find it right now, but I believe he was a Republican, and he said something along the lines of this. He said, if you guys, and speaking more to the Democrats, if you guys aren't scared and you're so sure that there was no voter fraud and anything, illegal going on here, then what we should do is just like they had to do many years ago and have a committee of 10 people or whatever it was, and they go through and they audit it. What is the harm in auditing if you're so sure that there was nothing wrong done? And that's what, and he said this, do an audit, because if you're so sure that nothing was done illegally, then do an audit. You'll be able to sleep at night either way.
It's really basic. I believe what the majority of the American people want, especially the people that support Donald Trump, is that they want to just know that their vote was counted, there was no fraud. So again,
there was a ton of fraud.
Congress, they could have put a bill together, which they could have had an audit and did recounts and really validated the American people's concerns. And then if they would have came out and said, like I've said from the beginning, listen, we checked everything, we did our investigation to the best of our ability. Donald Trump lost this election, Joe Biden got more votes. I think the American people have said, listen, this sucks. This is not what we wanted. We thought we were going to win, but we legitimately lost. I think the majority of normal, well-rounded, logical people would have said, okay, we lost, this sucks, we'll get him again in 4 years, we'll see what happens. But that's not what they did. They said, what you're saying is crazy, you're a bunch of conspiracy theorists, you're nuts, you're crazy Trump supporters. 75 million people are insane, and they just brush it underneath the rug. And then when they storm the Capitol, they say, oh my God, can you believe they did this? Like, actually, I can.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think Donald Trump would have been okay had they actually gone through and looked at it. They didn't actually go through and look with anything.
That's what I mean. I think if they would have, that's what I'm saying, did an investigation, really checked, Trump would have said, listen, I can't believe these people voted for Joe Biden, but if that's the way they want it, I believe in our Constitution, our democracy. It is what it is. He won. I'm out.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
It was like the real-life Hunger Games coming to life on TV.
It really was.
I said it as a joke initially, and then I remembered watching, they had it on TV the other night, and I remembered, how does it end? One of the ending scenes is they're storming the Capitol.
Right. It's crazy. I also have this report here from the TatumReport.com. And again, I'm so tired of the Obamas. Like, I really am. Like, listen, you were
my God.
You were in power for 8 years. We get it. But again, like, this is more rhetoric that we don't need. It says here, Michelle Obama calls on big tech to silence Trump. Again, this is not where we should be going.
Finish him.
That's what Michelle Obama said.
Right. It really. Again, this is not good.
She's the big man.
People have freedom of speech. They have freedom of speech. They should be able to do.
No, we don't.
They should be able to say and do what they want. And again, more rhetoric from Michelle Obama that, we got to silence Trump. It's just ridiculous. I mean, she just needs to stop talking.
Yeah, I mean, freedom of speech is definitely taken away there.
Right. I mean, how come yesterday when Joe Biden said Trump supporters domestic terrorists, they don't block him? That's not inflammatory rhetoric. That's okay. Why is that good?
I don't know. Maybe.
I wouldn't have a problem if it was on both sides and the rules stayed the same. I'd be like, listen, they're censoring everybody. You can't talk like this. It is what it is. But it's really, really shady when you only censor Trump supporters or conservatives.
They feel bad for him. They feel bad for Biden. They realize he can't give a good speech. He can't do anything. So,
yeah,
I mean,
dude's tripping over his dog. Or
Donald Trump is a racist. Yeah, okay.
It's crazy. I mean, I really do hope, honestly, that we're able at some point to get through this. To just be like, for me, I just want to be normal again. It's crazy.
Is there going to be a such thing as normal now, though?
I mean, I don't know. I still,
after almost a year of this shit, is there going to be a normal, and what's it going to look like?
I mean, I'm naturally a hopeful person, a positive person, so I feel like, what's the point of thinking negative when you're already living in the negative, right? You got to feel like it's going to get better, right? Like it doesn't.
I hope
it doesn't, and it's crazy because I even got a call for some DJ work yesterday, and the call automatically after like 3 minutes goes into politics. Don't know these people. They just call looking for a DJ, and it goes into political stuff. So this is how...
You got to be kidding.
This is how crazy the political climate is. That's what I wanted to do yesterday, call in the cavalry.
You're going to change your mascot to a horse.
Yeah, exactly. It's sad. It really is. I mean, it's a sad state.
We're over here joking about it, but it really is sad.
I mean, you have to kind of, keep it light and keep it funny. It's what really keeps us...
It's what's keeping me going. I mean, there's nothing else to do.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm actually tired of seeing the Facebook posts and everybody being like a social justice warrior. I had a firing squad I at least blocked anywhere from 50 to 70 people in the last 2 days.
Seriously?
Like 100%.
Well, I am so honored to still be on your Facebook.
Yeah, that includes family, longtime friends, colleagues, ex-bosses, whoever. And the thing is, it's not like I'm blocking it because I'm mad they're saying things I don't agree with. It's just I'm trying to eliminate people who that's all they do. Like every day is like, let's bash this and I'm like, I don't want to see it, right? Like I'm trying to get to a point where I'm trying to stay positive, and it's hard to scroll or be on any social media without constantly being berated with just like
seriously
craziness constantly.
I mean, like I was telling you, I was on Twitter. And just this guy started with I said, get over yourselves with the Black Lives Matter shit. I'm tired of it. Because go back in history, look, do your research, that really, if you think about it and you really dig, the black man sold the black man to the white man. And the white man have been at fault somehow. So... they always say that the blacks and all the other are the minority. But in reality, I think the white man is really the minority. Because we're always the ones that are the racist. We're always in the wrong. But we didn't just take the black man. The black man sold the black man to the white man.
It's, again, I think that the biggest problem we have is that I don't believe 95% of these problems are real, right? Like,
yeah,
we've had issues years ago. We've had slavery. Terrible things have happened. We've had the different movements.
Half of these people do not even know their ancestors that were slaves.
Yeah,
half of these people... We were affected. No, you weren't fucking affected.
Wait,
you weren't even a thought.
Here's the thing. It's to me, it's more that we shouldn't even really be having this conversation because we're so far past this. It's just that, the media and the politicians and the celebrities and the people that have these huge platforms today continue to drive home these past things that have happened that, again, it's just only further dividing people because, again, even if you think back to even 10, 15 years ago, nobody was saying these things again, right? Like this has all been stirred up over the past 4 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever. But before that, people have been past this, right? Like once we got through the civil rights movement in the 60s, things have progressively been getting better, in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early 2000s. People were just people. Everybody got along, whether it was race, religion, creed, it didn't matter. Everybody was like, we're all on the same team. We're all Americans. We're all together. This is cool. This is the way it should be. And then, the politics and the rhetoric started up again. And now it's just been taken on a whole new crazy, just, like life of itself. And it's nuts because, again, most people don't think like this. Like, I don't see somebody and I'm like, oh, that person's this color or this person. I won't talk to them.
Phil is actually purple.
No, yeah, I'm Barney. Nobody in real life is like this. It's just all perpetuated, and you keep looking at social media and the TV and all this shit, and then you keep having these crazy discussions of things that are not even a blip on somebody's radar in real life. It's insane. It's the media's got to stop. Social media's got to stop. It's craziness.
Well, and even we have Black Lives Matter. We have this group. We have that group. We have pride groups. Well, it's going too far. I'm hearing now that you're not going to be able to say grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, that because that offends somebody. I'm sorry that you weren't happy with your penis and you chopped it off and wanted to become a woman. I'm sorry. That's not my fault. But don't ruin it for everybody else because you're confusing the shit out of me.
Again, the thing is, people, they do what they want, right? Like, again, nobody cares. Like,
you offend me, Phil.
I don't care.
Wow. Okay.
Like the thing is, people, we have to stop having in my opinion, like, again, you could have your parades. People can do whatever they want. The problem is, like, just stop perpetuating on everybody else because it's like I'm a straight male. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm a gay man. I don't care. I'm a lesbian. Okay, cool. Like,
you are?
Yes, I'm a lesbian. Like, nope.
You learn something new every day, kids. This just in, Phil Rossi is a lesbian.
False. So, again, it's crazy. I mean, there's no point to continue to have these crazy, outlandish conversations because to me, it's like theater of the mind. Like, literally, it's all fake.
You're running the mouse wheel.
It's all fake. Like, people are just like, oh, I belong to this. Like, okay, cool. Like, nobody cares.
LGBTQ, XYZ,
Right.
Double H.
Like we belong to a DJ pool for music. Like, unless you're a DJ, I'm gonna tell you something. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the promo only gang.
Yeah. Like,
gang, let's go.
I mean, you got the Proud Boys. You got all this other crazy. Like, again.
I'm in that TikTok group. That's my group, man.
Yeah.
I'm also in the air horn group.
I think that the problem we have here is you're just obsessed with hitting the buttons on the iPad.
It's fun.
That's it. I mean, at this point, it doesn't even make sense anymore. It's just any way for you to hit the buttons. We're just doing it just to do it.
Does it make sense to do half the shit that's going on in today's society, though?
No, it does not.
No, it does not. So I'm just going with the theme here.
Yeah, it's
Think about it. I just demonstrated what the world has been like.
true. And
Live demonstration.
So today, let's see. Today is the 8th. So on January 20th, you will have a new president.
Not my president.
Oh, here we.
I just wanted to stir the pot.
Yep.
Yep. Stir the pot. Listen, I'm gonna give the guy a chance. I'm not setting high expectations at all, considering he can't deliver a successful speech. I'm not setting the bar high for him. I'm not saying that I am happy with this coming about because I'm not. But I'm accepting it. I'm not storming the Capitol. I'm not going to break into Phil's house tonight and steal his DJ equipment and whatever else I want.
And listen, if you're storming the Capitol or burning buildings or hurting people or anything like that, you should be.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Don't be an idiot.
You should be, you should be arrested. You should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, regardless of your race, religion, creed, whatever. It's outrageous.
You know what they're saying? I'm reading this report here, and it says Capitol rioters could face up to 10 years in prison under Trump. Yeah, under Trump Monument Executive Order.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I mean, if you're an idiot, you kind of deserve it.
That's what I mean. Like, again, if you're gonna, run up and break shit and it's come into a federal building. Like, listen, you're crazy.
It's just like the girl that's been trending on social media that is crying. The media stops her. And of course, we're giving everybody their 5 minutes of fame like we've been talking about. That's all they want. And she's crying. I got maced. I got maced. Well, what the hell did you expect? Did you think they were going to sit you down, invite you to a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
What? Here's the ice cream sundae bars to the left. Help yourself.
Yeah. It's
What did you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Did you think it was going to be sunshine and rainbows inside? Oh, you have your feet up on Pelosi's desk. Listen, if you're going to go in there, pee on it or something. I mean, Jesus.
Well, the crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. The thing.
Don't listen to me.
The crazy thing is that, you could tell it's just a couple hundred crazy people who did this because they had no plan. This is like some Banana Republic stuff. Like, you just run into the Capitol and...
I feel like I would have heard the Benny Hill theme song.
Yeah, you just run into the Capitol and, let's take a podium and, oh my God, let's take a...
Let's see how much that thing's going for.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's take a paper off. Let's take a paper off Nancy Pelosi's desk and let's run around and maybe we'll jump on the desk and... Yeah, that's cool. Now we'll just leave.
Yeah, well, my favorite was the memes that are going around now. It's some guy at the computer changing their stimulus check.
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, if it's that easy to get in and change your stimulus check, I'm going to do that remotely.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
it's
not. I mean, there was really no point to it. The whole thing is crazy. I hope at a certain point we just get back to normal life. I don't think it's going to happen anytime super soon, but. We can have hope at least.
Well, we're talking about the shutdown. We're talking about all this crazy shit, storming the Capitol. Obviously we said Trump isn't going. But for some reason, I feel like he's going to end up there.
What do you mean?
I don't think he's not going to go. I think he's saying that. I don't know.
No, I don't think he's going.
You don't think he's going to go?
No.
You don't think he wants to deliver one last speech?
Not at the inauguration. He might do something before, but here's the thing. I think a lot of this is, listen, it's his right to do it. He feels like, he was cheated out of the election. He feels like there was a lot of fraud. So, technically I don't blame him. I still believe in it's people's right. If Pence wants to go, he should be able to go. If Trump doesn't want to go, he doesn't have to go. And what makes me laugh is, the media again, which is, we're really trying to figure out why Donald Trump wouldn't go. It's like, really?
You're trying to figure it out?
That's your question? Like, you're not sure? Like, I can tell you why. Well, like I just did.
Well, my thing is
the media
Trump
is just ridiculous.
Trump's not going to go. All right. So if he doesn't go, he's already said that. But you had Obama when Trump was coming in, all nice to the camera and talking shit behind his back. Right? And then he shows up and... all nicey, and the second the Obama family leaves the White House, he's talking shit again.
Yeah.
So, why? And Trump's like, we're just going to bypass that shit. Biden, fuck you, and I'm not going.
Yeah.
And he's bypassing all that BS, and he's he's going to move on with his life. It sucks. He's accepting it.
I said this.
Why am I going to sit there and congratulate you when you didn't win fair and square is basically what he's saying.
Right. And I said this months ago when they had the whole uproar of, Trump will never leave. We'll have to pull him out of the White House. And I said, listen, if he loses either fair and square or if he got cheated, however, he's not there. On the 20th, he will leave. Biden will get in. So again, it's more just media hysteria that made it like, If Trump will never leave, we'll have to drag him out by his hair. I mean, it's ridiculous. You knew that was never going to happen. It was more hyperbole from the media, which was trying to stir up that Trump will be in there for 30 years. He won't leave until he dies on the Oval desk. It's like, oh my God. Where do you get this shit? And again,
he'd rather be on the golf course, I'm sure.
Right. And
his resorts are really nice. If you've never been to one, you should go there. Because guess what? Hate to say it, the White House is beautiful, I've heard, but so is Trump's golf courses. So
right, he can just go to Mar-a-Lago in Florida and be good. But again, that's what I mean. Everything that the media pushes is more just, fear porn and tactics that make people scared. And then when stuff happens, as much as Trump has fought, he knows and he follows the Constitution. Listen, I lost, I cheated, whatever the deal is. Maybe he'll declassify some information before he goes. But regardless, he moves on. So again, they were scaring people that this monster, this orange monster in the White House was never going to leave. And it was 4 years of nonstop aggravation, and now he's out. And the other thing that's kind of weird, we'll kind of end it here, is that Trump's out in 12 or 13 days now, out of the White House, and Biden will be inaugurated. and they're still trying to invoke the 25th Amendment and trying to get him out. And that makes me think,
What's
like,
the point?
What is your angle now? Like,
Is something going to come out within the next few days or so that you need to pull that?
yeah, is it going to come out, or are they just trying to get him out to taint his legacy, like to taint the actual good things that he's actually done in there? So, on his way out, it was like he had his supporters storm the Capitol, and then he tried to do this, but we had to stop him. We had to get out this vicious, terrible man from the office. And this is what Pelosi and Republicans and Democrats are all trying to push. That, like, and even the Republicans now, it's kind of, they used them for what they needed them for, and now they're all stabbing them in the back. And it's crazy, but it just goes to show you how dirty of a game politics really are.
And it's pretty safe to say Phil and I will never be running for president, because guess what? Yes, Trump is leaving the White House on the 20th. But guess what? He's still going to have Secret Service with him, just like every other president, for the rest of his life.
Right. And
his life will never be the same again.
And
even if you do pull the 25th Amendment, I'm pretty sure they still have to have him under security.
Yeah, he's still, still be a president, still be an ex-president. And, no matter what they think, no matter what they do, you can't erase history. And, for the people that hate him, he could always say, that's cool, you can hate me, but I was still the 45th president of the United States of America. Which, to me, is, there's only 45, or now with Biden, 46 presidents. That's a pretty cool, group of class of people to be involved with. Whether you were good, whether you were bad, whether it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like it's still especially for somebody like Trump, who was not a politician, who was not part of who was not a career politician. He wasn't there for years. He just and not only did he get into office, he got to the highest seat. So that feat alone, should make him feel like, man, like, I don't care what kind of businessman you are or what kind of, accolades you had before, you were still able to come into such a vicious, tough position and beat everybody else out, beat all those candidates in the primaries and beat the Democrats and beat the Republicans. And at the end of the day, the people chose you to represent them. And again, like, it kind of gives me chills a little bit because it's super cool. You know what I mean? Like you're in a cool, like, unique group of people. And you could always say, I don't know. Like when history looks back, I don't know if they'll say like Donald Trump, the businessman, the mogul, or they'll say one of the presidents of the United States. But either way, it's
one
cool.
of the greatest presidents of the United States. These people just haven't gotten the head out of their ass yet.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of times when history looks back on politicians, they'll either look back on it with positivity, or because sometimes it's like it's really hard to focus when you're in the middle of it. Right, like when you're like we are right now, it's really hard to look back and see like what laws or what things that executive orders that he signed that have really helped. It might take 15, 20, 30 years, and people look back and be like, man, the United States really had a good president. They didn't know what they had while they were going through it, but now looking back on time, it really gives you a different perspective of
I've been able to see how shitty Obama was.
Yeah.
That didn't take long.
No.
Didn't even take 4 years for me to realize that.
For me, Obama, it was more than his policies and his things like that. It was more the rhetoric that
he was a puppet
that he put out. I just didn't like that he was very unpatriotic. I didn't like that he was very divisive. It was always poor me, what I've been through. When he was very privileged his entire life. His family and his daughters are very privileged. So yeah. I didn't like really playing that card.
He was a puppet on a string. That's all he was. He knew how to talk. He was a very good MC, and that's what it was.
Right. Yeah. He's good at playing the game. He was good at looking the part. He was good at he was basically like a really good actor. But as far as I feel like putting the American people first, and to be honest with you, like they blame Donald Trump and Trump is terrible. But really, if Obama would have done as he said he was going to do and really did great things for America, I don't believe Donald Trump would have got elected. Donald Trump got elected because of how bad Obama was, because of how bad the Clintons were before, because of the way people didn't like, the Bushes. So that's really why Trump got elected. If politicians had did their job before and weren't selling out America to China and all these other countries, then we wouldn't have needed a person like Donald Trump, an outsider, to come and try to clean out the swamp if there was no swamp to begin with. So really, to me, don't blame Trump. He didn't have to do this. Blame all your terrible politicians leading up to him as to why this man even got elected.
Why did, he always said he was never going to run, but he felt he needed to because he was watching this. why the hell would he? I just don't get why people are hating so much on a man who did not need this position. He didn't need it.
I mean,
he came in to help America because he saw America was going down the drain.
Right, and he said for years that I really don't want to be a politician. You know, politics are dirty. It's not really, I don't want to be involved in stuff like that. So, again, we don't really know what his exact mindset was. I do believe the same way you do that he saw how terrible America was becoming, and he felt like maybe I can step in here and right the ship and fix it.
He didn't need it.
Oh, he didn't need to. I mean, listen.
He could be living, and you know what? I wonder if part of him is kicking himself now.
Yeah.
Saying, I came out to try to help America, and all I did was get shit on. Constant aggravation, my family. I'm never going to be... he was in the spotlight, with Celebrity Apprentice and all stuff, but never as bad as he is. He will never go to the bathroom by himself again.
Yeah, it's...
As stupid as that sounds, you're never going to have your privacy. Like celebrities, they can go to the bathroom by themselves. Him, there's always going to be a Secret Service person somewhere nearby.
I think there's probably a part of him that does think that, like, man, like, I did this, I tried to help the country, and I think he probably thinks, like, I don't know, if maybe it wasn't the right decision, but then I do believe the greater part of him probably thinks, like, man, like, there are support and 75 million Americans.
Miss me when I'm gone.
Yeah, that are like, man, like, they really, he really changed a lot. So I feel like, depending on how you look at it, and I think he's the type of person that looks at, like, I literally woke up a lot of people to really what's going on. 75 million Americans really believe in the thing that I believe in. And, again, I think if he's a positive, more uplifting person, he probably looks at it that way.
I hope so, because I think he did what he could. He was fought. I know they all go back and forth, the Democrats and Republicans, no matter who's in office. They always go back and forth. It's always a battle, someone undoing the other person's, crap. Trump did a lot of undoing of Obama's shit, but Obama's shit was really bad. Most of it. He didn't really do anything productive at all. Trump's economy was up like you wouldn't believe until this pandemic hit. And the pandemic somehow became his problem. It was his fault. Somehow, his fault.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows how? I mean, I'm still waiting to hear a legitimate reason why it's his problem. Because he didn't want to panic everybody. Because there was no real information.
I've been saying for a while that the COVID and the lockdowns are the main reason. I mean, I really believe if we didn't have the pandemic or the lockdowns, I think Trump would have sailed easily into a second term. Because
I'm starting to think that this was made to ensure Trump didn't get in again. I think that you hear about this coronavirus being man-made, right? It's man-made. Supposedly, we still don't know enough about it, and it came in at a convenient time, didn't it?
Oh, of course.
Year number 4, election year, and they're all somebody, of course, the media. It's Trump's fault.
Of course it is,
and that's ringing in people's ears because people don't know how to wake up. You and I are, two people that can definitely. Nobody else is going to come out really in the media and say it. But what do they teach you in broadcasting school? If you're, especially for news, how to fluff a story. Mm-hmm. Isn't that one of the main things that they teach you? Hey, here's the information. This is how you make it into something that these people are going to listen to or read or watch.
It's crazy. But again, I do think we'll be good. I think 2021 has to be better than 2020.
It's got to get better.
I'm staying positive. But for you to follow us, you got to follow us, JJ. We're at.
Oh, yeah. You got to follow us at Anything Goes PJ. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, Snapchat, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff.
Well, I've had enough. It was a great time, JJ. As always, thank you so much. And we will catch you all next time.
Peace. See ya.
This is Anything Goes with Phil Rossi and JJ Golick.